Okay, are we back? Are we back? Is it going? I have no idea. Please tell me we're live. It says we've got viewers. I'm trying to find out how to actually get to the chat. How do I... Oh, there we go. There we go. We're back. We're back. What happened? I have no idea. My internet didn't die. The stream just, it just lost connection. I think YouTube just had an aneurysm. So we back in the stream. Yep, we're back. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. Now this has been divided into two videos for people later. So I guess this is just going to be... This is probably going to have to be... this the start of the video where it's saved. But yeah, I think we were what? But yeah, we're about half an hour in. And then everything just died. Where were you when Beardy Penguin stream die? I was at home eating Dorito when phone ring. Beardy Penguin stream is kill. No. Right, okay, let me get let's get sorted. So what's the link for this? I need the link for this stream so I can put it on the Discord. Oh, there we go. There we go. It was on my main page. I love how YouTube recommends me my own content. That's great. I think you might have just heard my own voice a second time there as I opened up my own stream to get the link. Right, here we go. Stream died because YouTube had a heart attack. There we go. Right, we got a new one. Okay, right. Cool. We're settled. I'm just gonna... There we go, get my picture of my TU-95 up. Okay. Cool, it's Karnassa's internet's fault. Yeah, I thought Karnassa was the one with the dodgy internet, not me. That doesn't seem fair. I think this is a good time as any to bring on Karnassa though, since we sort of know what we're doing now, so let's bring him on. Let's ask him if he wants to join in. You want to join the stream? Let's get our boy in here. So let's get chatting. It's about time that he came on one of my streams. I've invaded his streams enough. Okay, let me just quickly set up my Discord audio so that it comes through so you can actually hear him. Voice and video. Oh no, it's already set up correctly. Cool. Let's ring Karnassa. Hey, bud.
Hello, how's it going?
Hey, well, YouTube just had an aneurysm and killed my stream, but we're back now. So
yeah, I know. I was watching and I was like, "What's going on?" Suddenly, it all just kind of cut out, and I was very, very confused. And I thought, I honestly, like, people have been saying that my internet is the one that's at fault. I thought my internet had died, and I was like, "Oh, great! Now I'm gonna miss half the stream." But no, apparently YouTube is just
yeah,
not doing what it should be doing. I've had to mute your stream at the moment because obviously I can't hear two of you.
What, you don't want to hear two of me? Get a concentrated dose of Beardy. What else could you possibly want?
I mean, that does sound like a perfect way to spend my Friday evening. I'm not gonna lie. So, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. Well, I mean, as you can see, I'm designing a nuclear bomber to drop the Tsar bomb, not on the USA. I actually have people saying, "Oh, you should use a rocket to destroy N9 Space Center." And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't just start a nuclear war. Like,
I mean, it would escalate out of the Cold War fairly quickly. I feel,
yeah,
if you went along those lines.
I don't think it would be a particularly long series if the Cold War went hot and we destroyed the world. I'm not gonna lie, we probably wouldn't get to moon landings. If we did go down that route, but I think a lot of people. I know I've talked about it on your streams. I've seemed to have invaded a lot of your streams. But yeah, people don't really know like what what our plans are, like to have you join the series. So like if you want to, like, I'm trying to focus on building a plane. I'm awful at like actually focusing on anything and talking on streams. If you want to just like chat through what our plans are and just let people know, because some people don't seem to actually realize that you're going to be involved in this.
Do I talk about the secret missions between you and N9 as well? No. We're keeping that secret still.
Secret
No secret missions.
But just,
so yeah,
what you're doing.
I'll leave that out.
Okay.
That will remain a secret. Everyone's going to be like, what on earth are they talking about now? But
blown.
so yeah, once. Basically, it all boils down to this. As soon as Beardy and N9 have performed their lunar landings, when they've landed crew on the moon, I will be joining for All Kerbalkind as the UK Space Agency to begin with, until I basically reach orbit. Then, as soon as I've done that, I'll be forming the European Space Agency, ESA, and I'll be in, well, kind of competition with you guys, I guess. I'm gonna try and keep up. It's gonna be difficult considering I'll be very far behind to begin with.
Yeah,
but I feel like I've had a lot of practice at RP1. I should hopefully
be able
to.
You've had more practice than I have. So.
Exactly. So
I've just noticed that these engines, they use liquid fuel. I guess it doesn't matter because the jet engines are properly balanced, I think, in KSP. So
no kerosene, it's just liquid fuel
liquid
rather
fuel.
than... okay.
I guess maybe it'll work. We'll have to see.
So Conasa is already on Mars. You're 15 steps behind Beardy, shaking my head.
Yeah, you're there.
Why is everyone obsessed with that? Why is everyone obsessed with the fact like you and N9 are going to be there racing to the moon, trying to get your lunar bases down, and I'm just going to be watching from Mars? I think that's been the general meme so far. And I'm like,
it's been a continuous meme. Like we're like going to be mucking around with guns on the moon, and you're just going to secretly just sneak to Mars under our noses. Like, oh whoops, yeah, the UK Space Agency who won't have even launched a satellite yet. Oh, they're straight to Mars. Whoopsie-doo. Like, as if that's remotely possible.
I mean, I'm gonna open up a VAB on Mars. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'll do all of my launches from Mars. That's the smart way of going about doing it.
Okay, he's got the big brain plays. He's 1,000 IQ. He's 10 parallel dimensions ahead.
A lot of people have obviously been asking about will the series end after the moon landing, but no, the series is gonna continue. I know you've spoken to me kind of what you want the end goal for the series to be, but I'm looking forward to that. It'll be very, very fun to join in.
Do you set the tank type to fuselage to get? No, you have to set it to. Oh, you can't seem to put fuel in the wings
liquid
very,
fuel?
very effectively. I thought you could have better fuel tanks in the wings, but that doesn't seem to be...
You can use B9 proc wings as fuel tanks, but yeah, I think they hold barely anything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like you got 7 minutes worth of fuel in the wings, so...
You're not going to get very far with that.
No,
I think you might have to get clear a little bit further away from the space center that you're going to be launching from in order to drop the payload that you are going to be dropping. I think, yeah, there might not be much of the space center left if you're only 7 minutes away.
No, it's just that powerful a plane. It's not letting me put liquid fuel in the modular tank.
You know what? It might be because the modular tank, it's configured to real fuels, so it might not. I'm not sure if there's anything that you can do around that. I'm really surprised that those turboprop engines don't run on kerosene.
Yeah, you would think that they would. It says that they're balanced for RP0 and they're in the tech tree, but they're liquid fuel engines, which is kind of bizarre. That has me a little stuffed. All right, I'll have to show my blocked. Oh, I don't want to unblock it. I spent so long blocking all the stuff I didn't want. Okay, I'm just gonna have a little look and just see what fuselage parts, like stock fuselage parts,
Oh,
There
this is
are.
obviously there's a bit of a latency on the stream, so I'm not sure what's going on when you're talking. It's really bizarre seeing like hearing you talk, because obviously this is in real time, and then
Mm.
seeing the stream kind of like catch up to what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've noticed that when I've been chatting to you. Although usually your latency isn't too bad. But my latency is always just awful. I don't even know why. Like it's usually like 40 seconds or longer.
What do you set
Um,
it to when you set up your stream? Because I
I do
think I set
just
mine to ultra low.
I do just set mine to normal just so it's decent quality because I always upload them afterwards. So
Yeah. I know
um,
YouTube's really slow compared to like Twitch. Obviously, like N9
mm,
streams on Twitch. The latency on Twitch is so much quicker, and yeah, YouTube's just a bit rubbish for that. Hey, Carnassa, ESA man, Europe should set up on Europa.
that would be
That would
appropriate.
be. I mean, I'll be
Here we
so
go.
far out though. What would I do all the way out in the outer reaches of the solar system? That would be no
Have a
direct
little
competition.
party. You'll be fine.
All of those creatures, the deep sea kraken that lives under the ice of Europa. I'll be kind of just chilling out all that way with that.
Just vibing.
So
Pluto colony or nothing. I love it like when we started this series, before we'd even started, people were like, right, so these are the mods you'll need for Pluto colonization. We're like, whoa, let us land on the moon first. A 4-hour fuel load, that'll probably, I'll give it an 8-hour fuel load, actually, that'd be more sensible.
I don't actually think I might be wrong, but I don't think I've seen anyone go to do a manned Pluto mission in RO
I've seen it on
RSS.
YouTube recommended. I'm fairly certain it has been done.
Yeah,
Um,
I know there was one video by a guy called Reach who did Proxima Centauri,
yeah, I
which is a
saw
really,
that.
really cool
That's an
video. That's an
incredible video.
amazing
Mm.
video. And I know Katniss, who's obviously in the chat at the moment, he's done Saturn and Uranus, and he's doing Neptune at the moment, which
Mm.
looks very, very cool. But hi, Mark. Say hi to Canassa for me. Hello, Mark. But yeah, no, I don't think I've ever come across the Pluto one. So I'm not sure if that's within the scope of the series, but maybe
Yeah, it's
maybe you could
not.
do it first.
I was thinking, yeah, I mean,
Red Pluto.
because originally I was like, yeah, maybe the series will end by the time we land on the moon because we thought KSP2 was coming out this year. But then it's been delayed so much. I was like, no, actually, we've got, and then For All Mankind season 2 came out, and I was like, oh, okay, I want to recreate all this stuff. So we were like, yeah, no, we can expand the scope of the series. Let's get Kalnasa and everything. Because before we were like, we were only going to go to the, to moon landings. We thought there's not much point getting a third player.
Mm.
But then, like, since we're going to continue probably into the 80s, maybe even early 90s by the time we finish things, we probably aim for like a Mars landing, maybe even do like an international Mars mission. That would be really cool if all three of us like collaborated to do an international mission after all of our shenanigans on the moon. But yeah,
I'm
it's just
very much
dependent on
looking forward to some
KSP2.
of that.
Yeah, because I think we're just going to do this series right up until KSP2 comes out. That's just how we're going to do things. Yeah, I don't know if you're looking at the stream. This is how I've solved my fuel problem with just loads of
Fuel
1.25
tanks
meter
inside.
fuel. Yeah, these are the biggest fuselage parts I have available to me. So
I mean, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah, it's only 40 parts. That's fine. That'll work. As long as I auto strut it all a bit, it should be okay. Maybe.
I do have to say, earlier on in the stream, when you were doing those wings, that was a really special moment. And you're kind of going there on all of the different angles, trying to figure it out. And I'm just thinking, if this was me, I would probably just go, yeah, that looks close enough, and just leave it at that. And you're there being all precise, and I'm
It's
just
just
thinking,
because
oh my
yeah,
god.
maybe it's my inner engineer, but it's just because I am recreating an actual aircraft. I want to. Wait, are my wings on backwards? My wings are on backwards. Oh no, they're not. Okay, for a second I thought they were the wrong way around. But yeah, I wanted to just have the measurements be accurate. So yeah, that's
So,
why I
Beardy,
was
are you
being a
going to be
bit
dropping
obsessive
a bomb on
compulsive.
N9?
What was this? What was it? Oh, they're going to
Are
drop a bomb on
you
M.
dropping a
No,
bomb on N9?
we're not going to bomb N9. This is going to be the Tsar bomb test, which was done in October 1961. As I said, like tensions are gonna ramp up in 61, 62, especially since we both have access to multi-crew. So that means that some shenanigans are certainly going to take place because we have EVA capability, and N9's going to be launching some spy satellites, I believe, ones that don't run out of power this time. So, could pay them a visit. We've got conformal decals. Just whack a big Soviet flag on one of them or something. That'd be funny.
You do a reverse N9. Obviously, he came and visited. What was it? Kaputnik 2?
Yeah,
Sputnik.
cheeky bastard. Honestly, because he said he was going to do the rendezvous mission, and I was like, oh yeah, go after you've done the rendezvous mission, go visit one of my spy satellites. I was like that'd be really cool. Maybe even blowing out the sky. I don't care if you blow up one of my spy sats. It would just be so awesome. I don't even mind. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll think about it, acting as if he's and then suddenly I just get this message oh yeah, by the way, here's me selfie with Sputnik 2. I'm like, you little
I remember talking. Yeah, I was talking to Mark and N9 on Discord while they were planning that, and oh man, it was so funny. It was so funny, the little clip that they put together. I saw N9's message that he sent, and I was like, I cannot wait to see Beardy's reaction to this, because this is brilliant. It was a master crafted plan.
Yeah, I was not pleased because he was always he was making out. I saw his video and I was actually astonished by just how neck and neck we are, because he's making out as if he's so far behind. Oh no, I'm leaving him in the dust. He's gonna need some help to catch up and everything. And he's just like, oh yeah, Block 2 Mercury achieves rendezvous almost a full year before I do. The reason why I did the multi-Voskhod, not Vostok, Vostok, I was like, oh okay, I'll just launch 2 Vostok missions. It's good practice for Soyuz. I could have just rendezvous with a satellite, but I was like, no, I'll build 2 and do it and recreate the mission. And that gives you a little bit of breathing room, right? Because I'm essentially doing a mission I don't need to do. Launching an extra Vostok that I didn't really need to launch. And then I watched his video, and he just did a rendezvous at the beginning of the year with one of my satellites.
That's the ultimate Chad move. That
he's a cheeky boy, cheeky boy. But
yeah, maybe if you had only launched the one, who knows? Rip Vladimir. That was very sad.
Yeah, honestly. Sad. But if I'd only launched the one, whichever one re-entered first, they would have died, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think when you update it to 1.10, I know N9's had problems with this as well. I've seen him talk about it in his Discord. Basically, deadly re-entry has been ramped up, and I think I've been experiencing problems with that as well. And I had no idea until basically N9 came out and said, look, things are way harder than they used to be. So yeah, that kind of solved a big problem for me, because I was doing some messing around in a sandbox at one point and thinking, why on earth are all of these capsules that I've always reliably used just suddenly deciding to burn up all the time? Yeah.
But yeah, we have a strict no quick loading policy. I should have simulated it. I was just, because I'd launched Vostok so many times before. I simulated all the way up to doing getting into orbit and checking I had enough delta V to rendezvous, and I was like, yeah, that'll be fine.
That is the thing. If you've done it so many times, you just expect that, I've done this, it's gonna work again. But unfortunately, updates do happen.
yeah. So whoever the next person to space was unfortunately going to die, which is almost kind of sad to think, that whoever was next was pretty much doomed to die.
So Beardy, people are saying the engines were not under the wings; they were on the same level as the wings. There's been a few mentions of that in the chat.
Oh, so they were. Yeah, they're slightly under so the body of the engine is under, but yeah, that is absolutely correct. This is why I need someone on stream with me, because otherwise I just wouldn't notice.
Following stream chat and actually designing something in KSP is very difficult.
It's difficult, isn't it? Yeah. As you,
I have to say, I do have a TU-95 load of pics up myself just to have a look, because I wanted to see what you were trying to recreate.
It's quite an iconic aircraft, actually. And yeah, I didn't realize it was used to drop the Tsar bomb. Yeah, you'd think like they dropped, the largest nuclear bomb in history would drop by a jet aircraft or something, but like just to get it into the air, they just needed, just to take off, they needed this much power. They needed turboprops to do it. Right, we need a different nose. There we go. Nose 8. There we go. That's better. That's better. Okay.
Yeah, that's looking good. Well, I'm
it
assuming
will
it's
be
looking
coloured
good.
white.
I am a bit behind the stream, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. But you're on time with the audience, so it's all right. Okay, so I'm whacking. We've got. We just added Kerbal Foundries. I actually should let you know that we've just finished. Well, I just finished adding all the guns into the install and adding Kerbal Foundries and tweaking the tech tree. So it's ready now. So I can send you a copy of the install to muck around with. There are so
Awesome.
many more ESA engines than I realised. Like there's all the British like. Oh wait a second. Got a problem here. We can extend the landing gear. It's fine. But yeah, all the British like Blue Streak missile engines and everything, as well as Black Arrow and stuff. So you've got plenty of options. And I think we'll add something in so that you have some kind of way to negotiate for engines, because that would be cool. I think.
Because yeah, the
For engines.
big thing that I've had a look on one of my own saves, and I think the only thing that I'm gonna really struggle on will be, say, like landing engines. So if I wanted to do a lunar lander, I've got nothing that really has any kind of throttle ability or like multiple ignitions. So unless I'm there just like with this full throttle engine just blasting it and hoping, which I don't think is going to be the best for the safety of any crew that I try to send down to the surface of the moon, I might have to be a bit cheeky and borrow some engines from either you or the Americans.
The Amerikanskis. Yeah, I mean that would be fine.
Speaking of, N9 is in the chat. Hello, N9.
Is he in the chat? He's supposed to be at work. Cheeky bugger. Yeah, I mean I have a similar thing with landing my lunar probes, because I don't have a deeply throttable engine for ages. Small deeply throttable engine. So I do now have, I think it's a KDU engine which got added in the most recent update, but it only has 3 ignitions, and I believe it is unthrottleable, but it's got a low enough thrust and at least 3 ignitions and storable propellant, so I could hopefully make that work. I'm thinking like combining that with a generic thruster, for the final stage, or maybe some airbags. We have got these airbags, which are pretty cool.
Because I was going to say 3 ignitions. That's the same as the LMDE, but obviously that's very deeply throttleable.
Yeah,
so that's a little bit better.
If you can't throttle, 3 ignitions is a little low, a little on the low side. But I can make it work. A bit of using Kerbal Engineer as well for the suicide burn timing, so it should be okay. I'll make it work. See, like I did before I had the KDU engine in the tree, I did negotiate with N9 to be able to use the Surveyor lander engine, because that's obviously designed for it. Because the engine that was used to land Luna 9 isn't in the tree, but since then we've obviously had a few more engines added, especially like early Russian engines. I might make a rocket interceptor at some point, which I think would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So who knows? I think I'll try and do it. I want to try and do it with Russian engines if I can, I think it's more fun to do it.
Oh, definitely. And obviously now that you have updated to 1.10, like you said, there are so many more options. It's gotten so good, engines recently. I
wish we'd have had all the early Soviet rocket engines when we started, because now like there's the that rocket MiG engine, so I wouldn't have needed the XLR-11, wouldn't have needed to use the American engine for the car program. We would have had more different early space planes and things, which I think would have been really cool. So it's a little bit of a shame, obviously, but it is what it is. These things are getting updated all the time, so
yeah, it's cool that though. I do like the fact that RP1 is being updated constantly, because it's just free updates. It's like, oh, what new stuff can I check out now? Am I going to be building the lipstick rocket? I am almost certainly going to.
If you don't build the lipstick rocket, you can't join the series. Simple as.
To be honest, now that you said that, giving me the save over, yeah, I'm gonna have a look at and see what kind of things that I can do, because I have been trying a few different designs on my own time anyway. But yeah, having the actual save will make it a lot easier to kind of give myself a bit of a running start. Because I do want to be doing things like, obviously, the Ariane series, there's the Black Arrow, there's obviously the Blue Streak missile into Europa.
Oh, we just had a
And
donation. Lacey Fox, Carnassa joining for all Kerbalkind. Hype, 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 hype. Loving the series. Such a good idea. It is indeed a very good idea. Sorry, you were saying. I just need to address the donations.
I'm glad people are excited for me to join. I'm really looking forward to it. When moon landing, Beardy? When moon landing?
Yeah. Honestly, like we're almost like rushing for it because we're so excited for everything that comes after the moon landing, because that's when you get into the real alternate history stuff, you know. We're on the cusp of that now. Like I'm gonna episode after next, most likely I'll be doing the Zond, like crude lunar flyby, which they launched I think turtles on it, but they never sent cosmonauts on it because it was launched on the Proton. It didn't have a good enough track record yet. But yeah, you know, that's a mission that almost happened. So we're almost getting into the really cool, you know, the missions that were planned but never happened. So we've got manned orbiting laboratory, all the crazy Gemini stuff. I think N9's going to go for lunar flyby, maybe even lunar orbit with a Gemini spacecraft he assembles in orbit. Obviously, I'm going to try and do it in one launch with the Zond spacecraft because it's a bit lighter. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. How is the space program affected by the Cuban Missile Crisis? Rockets were sent to Cuba, I guess. That's sort of spacey involved. I don't know. I'm just using the Cuban Missile Crisis and everything as an excuse to blow up some N9 spy satellites or something. I think that could be funny. I'm looking at the Tu-95 and it seems like some of them have got twin tails and some of them have got a single tail. Oh no, it does have a single tail. It just has, it obviously has its elevons at the back. Okay, I'm just looking at it.
Didn't Stake send you like a very good image of it?
Yeah,
or
send me a
something?
technical drawing-y thingy. Oh yeah, it's
See,
just,
I'm just on Google Images, so I'm probably
Yeah.
the good old Google.
Righty-roo, let's add
And
the
I see my name a lot.
tailplane.
Mr. Carnassa, UKSA man, go to Europa, then from there colonize the Jupiter system, then go to colonize deep space. I just want you
Forget
to see
getting
us,
into
okay?
orbit, just straight to the outer planets. Off you go. What are you waiting for, Carnassa?
Proxima Centauri. That's going to be my first goal. That's the
That's when you become
episode one.
ESA.
Episode one.
No funding until Proxima Centauri. Proxima or bust. There you go. I'm going to remove the trailing edge from these wings so I can add on some control surfaces.
Chat's going back to the Bay of Pigs. So yeah, N9 didn't know about that. I'm probably deeply ashamed to say this, but I had no idea what that was either until you mentioned it earlier on in the stream.
Did you never learn
But then I didn't do
history?
history at GCSE, so
Okay.
that might be why.
But I don't know.
I was a geography boy.
I just assumed it would be something that every American would know about. Like, and then I asked, had a little look into it, and it's like, no, it just like US interventionism around the world just isn't taught in the US curriculum, and I'm like, bruh. It was like, obviously something that at least people are aware of. Is, I don't know. It just explains a lot of things that Americans have said in my comment sections, like. Someone unironically said that the US has only ever had coups and everything to support, has only ever directly supported regimes that are 100% good. And I'm just there like, are you actually joking? When has any country ever supported a regime because they're good? They support a regime because they want oil or resources or something. They
support it because it benefits them.
Exactly. That's not unique to the US. It's just obviously the US is the most powerful country on the planet, so they just, it's a lot easier for them to do.
I mean, we can't really talk.
Oh no, we absolutely can't, because we had a quarter of the globe. But at least it wasn't a secret. We were like, hey, we own this now. We weren't pretending not to be pillaging the world. Um, we still were pillaging the world. Right, let's have a look at this tail plane. How long is it?
Someone said in chat straight away after Beardy, speaking of interventionism, British imperialism.
Oh yeah. I don't know, but I think people like almost get the idea like if I criticize another country doesn't mean that I'm saying that my country is better. I think like something that makes us uniquely British is that I'm pretty sure like almost everyone absolutely hates the government and like is almost ashamed of a lot of our history, but you know, such is the way it is. I'm obsessing over the tiniest details. I'm aware that some people probably just want to see this aircraft fly, but I'm absolutely obsessing over it because I want.
You got to make it right.
You got to make it right. I know, because I'm gonna have a bunch of like, I don't know, War Thunder historians or something in the comments, like, oh, actually the tail's 0.5 meters longer or something, and I want to have it right.
5 millimeters. It's 5 millimeters longer. Just
oh
that
no!
Tiny... oh no! Anyway.
Fake fan. Oh, I love Top Gear.
Proxima Centauri or bust. I've not seen Top Gear for such a long time.
Yeah, I only ever like used to watch it with my parents stuff when it was on.
Sunday night British television.
Yeah.
Banging.
He knows. He knows. Right, and then the tail's going to be not too thick, but we also don't want it shearing off. That's never a good idea. Okay.
So what yield of Tsar bomber are you going for? Is it going to be 50 megatons or 100 megatons? Adam Dubin did ask in the chat.
I think the one they detonated was 50. I want to say. I think it was designed to be 150, and then they were like, "No, there's nowhere on Earth we can test this."
Well, you're sending it up towards the Arctic Circle, aren't you?
Yeah, that's where they tested it in reality. It was within the Arctic Circle. Even then, I think it still killed people.
You're definitely going to be going after your biggest enemy, the polar bear.
It's true.
That's the only reason why you're sending this up there.
Busted.
Those polar bears.
Yep. And
damn it.
I mean, the wrong end of the world for
penguins.
But
yeah,
they would eat penguins if they had the chance. So I think that means that they're legitimate targets. I think the engines need to move down by a tiny bit.
Was there only 4? Oh yeah, I think just the pictures that I've been looking at, because the engines are so
size
big.
Of the aircraft, but they're contra-rotating turboprops, so they produce a lot of thrust. Righty-roo. I need a procedural control surface. Here we go. How long did I make this wing? That's the real question. 4.5, okay.
Surely a penguin's greatest enemy is a seal. Yes, I did a dumb. I mixed up the South and the North Pole. It happens.
It's easily done.
I mean, they're only on the opposite sides of the world.
It's a mistake we all make. Right.
Assert dominance over the Americans. 200 megatons. Big bomb.
I think that would like ignite the atmosphere. There is like a yield of nuclear bomb, which is like it's conceivable that humans could build it, and it would actually ignite the atmosphere, like if it was used, which is sobering to think.
Mad.
Because you have to reach
actually mad.
A specific value, and then it triggers fusion of the actual elements in the atmosphere. And once that happens, like, you're just screwed.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Hang on, there was something that I saw in the chat that I wanted to. So Duck I think it would be funny if the nuclear test ban treaty failed and Project Orion continued. I don't think you could do Orion because, as far as I'm aware, there's no Orion parts in our row. I think that would be quite a difficult thing to model in.
There would also, I mean, there is an Orion Drive mod which could sort of be balanced for RO, but I mean, it would just be absurdly overpowered, right? Yeah, I just don't see how we would balance that. I mean, Sea Dragon alone is going to be a bit of an effort because although that's it doesn't use real fuels, so I'm going to have to do a bunch of coding. I already had my fill of doing configs and stuff, just doing those guns, but yeah, I'm going to have to add like a real fuels config for the Sea Dragon, just for the engine. I can't be bothered to balance, the volume of the tanks. Like, we can just use procedural tanks. So I say we, N9 can just use procedural tanks, but the engine does need to be balanced. So,
are you going to have your own variant of something like the Sea Dragon? I suppose you've got the UR 900. Or
yes, people have been asking about that. Yeah, so I will definitely have a UR 900. But even that's obviously land launch. Even that pales in comparison to the Sea Dragon. I think the UR 900 is maybe 150 tons to orbit. Maybe it's 200 tons to low Earth orbit. I'll have to double check. It's been a while since I had a look at all of these distant concepts. Whereas the Sea Dragon is 500 tons to low Earth orbit. So I think I definitely want. One thing I won't do is I won't use the Sea Dragon main engine. Like, I'll use clusters of the largest Soviet engines.
For a dive this deep.
Oh, hello! Someone's donated. Currently preparing my uniform for a parade tomorrow. Just nice to listen to the stream in the background. And then something Russian. Hello, thank you, the Teuton King, for donating £1. Sorry, what was I saying? I was talking. Oh yeah, so yeah, I won't use like the Sea Dragon main engine, but will I design something comparable to the Sea Dragon? Almost certainly yes. What I was thinking is I might I don't think there is a launch site, but I might create a launch site out near Vladivostok, or I know in For All Mankind Season 2 it's on what's the name of the island? There's an island out there off the coast of Vladivostok, like above Japan, whatever that island is. But yeah, create like a launch site there. I think that could be pretty cool. And then, launch from the ocean there. Because, of course, N9 just has the option of launching, from Brownsville because he's next to the ocean. But obviously, Baikonur, I don't have that option. Unless I launched from the Caspian Sea or the Aral Sea. The Aral Sea is right next to Baikonur. That could be interesting, couldn't it? I could open, actually, there is a launch site near to the Caspian Sea. I could open that one and launch from the Caspian Sea, like have have that be the Caspian Sea monster. That could be cool, couldn't it?
the Caspian Dragon.
Yeah, the Caspian Dragon. That would be interesting. So, I don't know. We shall see. Oh, actually, the tail is slightly differently shaped. The width of the root is, it's more like that.
So the TV show claims that the Soviets developed an N3 rocket. I guess, is that kind
someone
of
donated. World Conqueror
equivalent?
just said, "Carnassa notice me." I guess say World Conqueror's name because they asked.
Hello, World Conqueror. World Conqueror is my head admin on my Discord.
Oh, is he? Okay. So
yeah. So hello, World Conqueror. Welcome to the stream. You've been here quite a lot. I think I've seen World Conqueror do quite a few donations. So
yeah, he's been busy.
Yes.
Yeah, in the show they did an N3 rocket. In reality, I think I'm not sure if there were plans for an N3. I know there was an N1M, which would have been a nuclear variant of the N1, like
nice.
Using nuclear engines as an upper stage, like not even as
nice.
deep space, like using it as an upper stage, which is just absolutely bonkers.
Because if that fails, nothing terrible is going to happen.
Yeah, the N1 was a reliable launch vehicle, right? Yeah.
You've got there are Hydrolox configs for the N1 now, aren't there?
Yes,
I think
there are Hydrolox engines. Russian Hydrolox engines, which we have access to. So that is pretty exciting. So I can. That was probably what will end up being my N2 rocket. I think that this. Control surface is the wrong way around. Yeah, it is. Why is it whenever you duplicate control surfaces, they always like?
I
reverse
don't know,
themselves?
but I wish this would be a fix because I've spent far too much time trying to actually do exactly what you're doing right now. It's so annoying, and I've got no idea why it does it.
But yeah, so my N1 will be a standard N1.
That's cool.
I just need to I just need to cough for a second. Sorry, excuse me. I just tried to press my mute key, then realized I haven't bound my hotkeys on because I'm on Streamlabs only OBS, not normal OBS.
You bind
I don't have
hotkeys?
COVID. I've just been
What?
chatting for too long. Yeah, so I'll do it like a normal M1 just because it's so iconic, right? You got to do the M1 if you're playing as the Soviets. And then I'm thinking, is that tailplane wide enough? It's out to the first engine, so no, it actually needs to be longer. But yeah, and then I'm thinking N2 will be Hydrolox upper stage. So yeah, but I have to research what, like 7 Hydrolox nodes before I get a single engine I can use. Even you get Hydrolox engines like before I do.
Yeah, I had a look through that. There's one. It's quite a nice one as well. It's essentially an
Rolls-Royce
RL10. I
one,
think it's a
isn't it?
little bit later on than the actual RL10, but I saw that whilst messing around with some designs, and I thought, oh, this is going to be very nice. But yeah, I know you obviously saying that you have to research all of those nodes to get your Hydrolox engine. N9, if he wants to get the space shuttle engines, I think he's got to research every single staged combustion engine. It's something like 8 tech nodes that he has to do just to get the SSME, which is ridiculous, but I guess the RP1 developers thought that was necessary. I guess, yeah, it's staged combustion.
Yeah, it's staged combustion. Yeah, it's a fairly unique sort of thing that we're doing, like where we're limiting ourselves obviously to one type of engine. Because most people just use all of the engines they have available to them, don't they?
Guilty as
far
charged.
as I can tell. So, yeah, most people aren't sadistic enough to limit themselves to Russian engines because, well, especially early game, like, yeah, it's difficult.
I was doing a RP1 stream series recently that I started, recently, and I was doing only Russian engines with Principia because it's the first time I've ever used Principia. My God, the early game is so hard as Russian.
It is, isn't it?
That
N9 had to agree not to use aerobes to get into orbit because otherwise he would have just destroyed me. I would have
that
no
ORM,
chance.
man, the ORM 65.
ORM 65, yeah.
That thing can just go die in a hole. Like, honestly, I hate that so much with a burning passion. It's awful. I feel I feel really sorry.
It's actually really good
I
as an upper
messaged you
stage
about
engine. It's actually really good as an upper stage engine, but it just has, in its first incarnation, it has such a low thruster weight. It's surprisingly efficient for early game, and like I'm still using it as an orbital booster engine, a kick stage engine. But as a sounding rocket engine, it is atrocious. I mean, it was designed for a rocket plane. It was like towed up and then released. So yeah, it wasn't designed to take off under its own power anyway. Luris has just donated. I should address that. Suppose it's about time I donated. Thanks for the many years of KSP shenanigans. Thank you, Luris. Luris is very active on my Discord. But hello, welcome to the stream.
So Joby Wise said, will you eventually cooperate with one another, or will you always be competing? It'd be called Sea Build ISS or another huge project together.
So this is basically like was the reason why we added Carnassos, so that we can do cooperation stuff. Like I think me and N9 will both be cooperating with you because obviously you'll be behind. So like the way to get ahead will be to cooperate as much as possible. So we'll both be doing probably joint space stations, might let you add modules to Mir or dock at Salyut or whatever. You can launch some ESA astronauts on a Soyuz.
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
do want
that.
to do that.
You could probably pay me to just like buy a launch vehicle, like just put it on the pad and just let you launch it, something like that.
Soyuz has launched from Kourou, hasn't it?
Possibly, actually. Yeah,
I'm fairly sure I saw this when I was looking it up.
Yeah, no, you're right. It has launched from Kourou. Yeah, so that would work, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I do want to build a Concorde though and send some of my astronauts either to you or N9.
That would be really cool. Maybe I'll build the Soviet Concorde, which was really bad.
I wasn't even aware that there was a Soviet Concorde.
They actually got it into the sky first.
Oh, really?
Yeah. but you would not want to have flown on it because, like, so my stepdad actually worked on Concorde, and he said literally, like, they would invite like diplomats, like Russian diplomats and stuff, to just tour BAC. And what the Russians would do is they'd send people with photographic memories. And so, like, they would just walk around and just, like, catch glimpses of the blueprints. And that's all they needed. And they would go back and they would draw out perfect replicas of the blueprints. And so what the engineers, like, this was just like the policymakers were like, oh yeah, we'll let them have a tour. What's the worst? And so the engineers were like, you're giving away technological secrets by, like, letting them have tours. So what the engineers started doing is they started putting out incorrect design drawings. So when they were giving them tours of BAC, like, all the drawings were incorrect, and, like, what they did is they specifically calculated, so if they designed it, like, it wouldn't work. It looked similar enough, but it wouldn't remotely work. And the Russians got those blueprints and copied that, and so, like, the landing gear just, like, didn't work, and the aerodynamics were completely screwed, so they had to have, like, way more powerful engines, which was really noisy, and, like, all sorts of, like, shenanigans basically. But yeah, so so there was a Soviet Concorde which did technically fly first, but it was so unsafe and so horrible to be on board because it was so loud that, yeah, like, it barely even worth considering. But it did exist, so, you know, it did have the prestige of getting into the sky first.
So as it did exist, that definitely means you need to create one.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to. People, as I said, really seem to enjoy the Cold War aircraft, you know.
Because that is one thing that I've been thinking about doing as well. Obviously, coming into the series, I wanted to do kind of like my own trailer as a start, and I was thinking, what can I include in that?
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking Concorde, flying Concorde, definitely. That's
Concorde,
Black
Arrow, right? I mean,
Black Arrow, Black Prince, and all that kind of stuff. Black Prince.
Arrow's got to have the red fairing, right? Lipstick rocket all the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
but no, very, very much looking forward to getting down and designing some new stuff, because there's so much. Honestly, I've been looking ever since you, like, asked me to join the series. I've been, like, delving deep into the internet, trying to find as much as I can about ESA, UKSA, kind of weird concept ideas. There's actually so much more than I ever thought there was.
I don't know much about, like, the concept designs and things. Like, what sort of stuff is there?
Well, like, obviously there's been ESA space planes that they've tried to kind of do. There was the Hermes project. There was also Mustard by, I think that was the UK, which was another space plane.
I remember seeing someone put Mustard on my Discord.
But one thing you mentioned about docking things to Mir earlier on, someone sent me a picture of Hermes, which was the ESA space plane concept, docked to Mir, and man, I so want to do that, because that would be so cool.
That would be awesome. You are welcome to dock Hermes to
Dock to your space station.
Come into my space station. Use all my life support. You think you are?
Don't worry. I'll bring extra. If anyone knows, I've got a bit of a bad tendency for not bringing enough life support on missions at times.
Mine will just be, like, for emergencies then, if you need it.
Okay. Yeah. We'll just a spare in the back.
I'm looking at the design drawings of the Tu-95, and it seems to have, like, a boom out behind the innermost engine. Trying to figure out what that is. Is that, like, just for the landing gear? Let's get a view from, like, I'm trying to get a view from underneath. Because it sticks out, like, behind the wing. Yeah, the innermost engine, it just extends back. Oh, and it's got the landing gear in it. I assume it's part of the flap. Yeah, it's part of the flap mechanism. So this is going to be not quite symmetrical, but yeah, let's extend. Oh, I didn't want to change the diameter. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Okay, so I'm just going to extend this out. But yeah, like, as I said, like at first I just outright dismissed everyone being like, "Oh, add Issa, you know, have Karnasa be Issa." As I said, just because the scale of the series was, you know, it didn't quite fit, you know, the sort of series we wanted to do. But you know, since the scope has got so much larger, especially, you know, there's as soon as there was room for it, and I actually started thinking about it, okay, how would we do it? And then I think it was really just watching KGR Next Millennia, because I was just like, because you started at a later year with tech and everything. I'm like, oh no, we could totally do this. Like, yeah, we could totally work this out.
We do need to tone it down so that it is kind of like I think I spoke to you about this on my stream. That basically in that series now I'm at the point where money just isn't an issue, because I didn't quite calculate it quite correctly when I did that. So I'm there. It's basically a sandbox save now, and I don't want to be in that situation joining in with this.
Yeah.
But no, it's
I don't think we'd give you much. With regard to like funds, we'd give you a bit of extra tech and probably like some space center upgrades and stuff, but just figuring out exactly what tail to give it. I think nose 2 is actually better. But yeah, so we give you a bit of a boost, but yeah, not a huge boost. I don't think. But I think the tech boost alone, like then once you're doing all the early contracts and stuff, but going through them faster since you have more tech and stuff, you'll catch up to us money wise fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like you don't even. You don't even need to like catch all the way up to where we are, because it's not like a race anymore, you know. Once we got to the moon, like then we're basically just like having fun, right, for the
making
rest
an
of our
interesting
time
series.
Basically, yeah.
And
so
it's
like
gonna get interesting.
There's no like incentive to just like race away. So you don't need to almost be like on par with us, you know. We're not racing to any specific goal. We're just having a blast and building cool stuff and having fun. So yeah. Anyway, so
That's what you think.
Oh, hello.
No, I've got that Mars. I've got to get to Mars. That's what everyone's expecting.
First plan. Most plan or bust.
Oh no. Oh god, no. not that. Anything but that.
Oh, I love how that's just become a meme.
Oh god. It was truly terrible. Sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation is a terrible thing. So apparently the thing behind the inner hinges is an anti-shock body.
Ah. That's good to know. I'm trying to get this looking non-kooky. It's not quite working.
Well, where I'm up to in the video at the moment, that looks very janky. That's very janky.
Yeah, well, it does have the. Actually, that works. Oh, there we go. I've done something. Okay, that works. That works nicely, actually. Okay, I've sorted it. It's cool. It's cool.
Will the USSR collapse in game? Definitely not. Have faith. Have faith in the Communist Union.
Well, we don't know whether it's going to collapse in For All Mankind, but I'd assume because in For All Mankind they don't invade Afghanistan, and that was really like what screwed them over in reality, right? Like the invasion of Afghanistan was basically what and Chernobyl like bankrupted them. So I assume we just continue with that trend, and yeah, besides it wouldn't really impact the series, you know, besides suddenly like not having as much money, like if we implemented that. So it wouldn't really make much sense. And also I don't know if we're even going up to that far. Like Mars, you know, joint international Mars mission, probably mid to late 80s would end up doing that. Is what I'm thinking. So
it can definitely be done by
camber
them.
On the wings is a bit too aggressive. I think it looks about right though, looking at the pictures. It is quite an aggressive camber. Yeah, actually, I think that's fine. But anyway, yeah. So, will the USSR collapse? Probably not, if I'm honest. But yeah, as I said, I don't know if we'll even be going that far. So, doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah, Mars mid-80s is definitely kind of like a sound thing. I imagine you're going to be doing like a lot on the surface of the moon. I feel like that's going to be a big
Yeah,
kind of
it's going to
focal point for
be
the series.
yeah, it's going to be the focus, which is why actually like in our we changed some of the difficulty settings and we turned off wheel damage just after watching Next Millennium. I was like, yeah, let's just remove a headache that we don't need.
Kerbal Foundry's wheel damage and just KSP wheel is so bugged.
Yeah, we
It's
just
ridiculously
we
bugged.
just turned it off because I was like, you know what? Like all it's gonna do is give us headaches and make episodes take longer to do. So
Yeah.
what's the point really? So yeah, we've we've turned that off. So not to worry about that. Yeah, just for the sake of longevity, really.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with for Lunar Bases, though. That's definitely something I'm very excited for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really pumped because you don't really get a very good look at Zvezda in For All Mankind. You don't get a look at it at all in Series 2, which I was quite disappointed about. I was hoping that we'd see Zvezda.
Do you even see it in Series 1?
You catch a glimpse of it, like they're doing the construction around it.
Yeah.
And like there's dust being kicked up and stuff. So he does take some photos of it. So you catch a glimpse, but it is a glimpse. And
So you don't really have much to go on at all.
No, but that gives me sort of the freedom to do what I
Yeah.
want, really, which is kind of nice. I've completely messed up the alignment of this. Oh.
I hate fiddling around with these. Do you know the shortcuts for?
Yeah, for the wings I do,
molding?
yeah, but I want them to be perfect. So
once again, it comes back to, yeah, I just kind of like grab them, mold them a little bit. If it looks close enough, I'm happy with it. Oh, I might have to ask for some help when I do eventually try and design Concorde. Go to the master.
I wouldn't say I'm the master. I haven't finished my degree yet, so.
But you are doing a degree in.
I am
in
doing a
aerospace
degree.
engineering.
So you would think that I would know what I'm doing, but usually, like every time, all it really means, me doing an aerospace engineering degree, is every time that I don't get something right, everyone goes, "Oh, and he's the man who's doing an aerospace engineering degree." Like I remember I did a stream with some of the guys I used to do collaborative warfare with. And we built like these rocket cars and did like a rocket race. We were doing lunar multiplayer, and like literally, like the only message in the stream the entire time was just like laughing at my design, like, oh man, this man does this for a living. Oh, I wouldn't want to get on anything that he designs. Like, which is nothing but that. So all it really is an excuse for people to continue to actually me, but then just like laugh at me. I don't know. That came across like more of me complaining than I intended it to, but
Well, live streams, great place to complain on. Great place to complain. Just have a moan. Calvin McClure, I could help with that Concorde. I might have to take you up on that offer, Calvin. He's very good at designing planes. Very good at designing planes.
I feel like I've screwed this up. Has it reversed my thing again? 115. The route is supposed to be 275. Oh, it's thickness at the... there's the wrong thing. Thickness of the route is 0.33. There we go. That's fixed it. Okay.
Hold on, lads. We got a Tsar bomber. Soon. Very soon.
Soon, TM.
So you're going to fly this in this stream? Are you going to... what's the end goal for the stream? Are you going to try and get this airborne and drop the bomb? Or are you just going to design it?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to... Yeah, obviously got to get it airborne. Not going to tease people this entire stream and not actually fly the damn thing. So yeah, we will definitely fly it. That's for sure. Whether or not we'll actually drop the bomb, I don't know. It's like going to be something for the episode. Maybe we'll design the bomb. It just has to look the part, really.
I've seen a lot of people say that you need to remember the parachute on the bomb.
Yeah, it did have a parachute to give the aircraft enough time to actually GTFO.
Get away.
Yeah.
Build the darn bomb. So, Kanasa, could you please look at my earlier chats about ESA flight plan thingy? I will check those out later. World Destroyers, is N9 here? N9 has been around. He's at work, though. Which doesn't really mean an awful lot, apparently.
I was going to say, he's clearly not working very hard because he's been checking in on the stream.
This is just pure shade being thrown at N9 now.
I mean, am I wrong?
He might be having breaks at work where he can take a moment, just, you know, chill out, get the Beardy Penguin up on YouTube and see him design basically the end of America as it is known. Oh God, the annoying British one is talking. Which one?
Oh, oof. Freaking ouch, man.
I had so many talking about that though. When For All Kerbalkind went down, obviously you had that big break because of your back and all of that.
Yeah.
I had loads of comments on my video saying, "When are you bringing For All Kerbalkind back?" And
Oh,
I'm
really?
dead,
You got
like,
comments? Are you kidding me?
I'm not involved. Well, I wasn't involved at the time, and I just think because we've both got British accents, people muddled us up.
I mean,
and I was there
people
like,
sometimes ask me if I'm Matt Lown, so.
I don't think I've had that yet.
And it's awful because Matt Lown is like my bitter enemy.
Twat clown.
Twat clown, yeah. He still hasn't
I
noticed
saw
I
those
named him
videos.
that on my Discord. It's just like we were just joking about it, like twat clown. I was like, I'm gonna change his name to that on my Discord, and he just hasn't noticed. Which, to be fair honest, he probably has much better things to do than look at what stupid names I give him on my Discord. I thought it was funny. Like, I have to keep clarifying to people because I made that whole Matt Lown drama stupid video, and I had to keep clarifying to people like I don't actually dislike Matt Lown. Like, we get on like pretty well. He's quite a nice guy. But people like genuinely think like we were having like
Proper
serious beef or something. They kept saying to me, "Oh, he's Matt. You know, so many more subscribers that you're just jealous." I'm like, this is so clearly a joke. Like, we were just chatting, and then he would just like message me with "Your mum gay," and I was like, "Wow." And I was really bored. I just made that video, and then he made a stupid response video, which is now one of my donation things. This freaking procedural I can't get this to. Screw
It's so annoying, honestly. Like, trying to get.
I've been trying for like
aligned.
20 minutes.
Didn't Matt Lown in his video like take a picture that you'd taken and said that you're not a real penguin because it had a picture of your feet in it?
Yeah, he did. He was like,
what I'm remembering.
Beardy Penguin cancelled. Someone's just donated. Cohen has donated £20. It's very generous. Perhaps you could have guests Calvin McClure and the like doing one-off launch payloads for agencies like JAXA, CNSA, ISRO. Alternatively, maybe viewers can pay for commercial payloads. Probably too ambitious, but fun to consider. I do think that's a little on the too ambitious side. And also, like, getting more YouTubers involved in anything is always such a pain. You know, I'm just going to delete this control surface and start again. I've been trying to get this to work, like, in the background.
Like, no, I can't do it. We're starting again.
Bloody work. It just wouldn't be the right angle. Right, let's try it again.
Talking about like, more people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, like, as one-off things, it's just no. Like, collaborative warfare, I found, like, as soon as you include more than one other YouTuber, you have to be careful, right? So I think just getting anyone else involved. I don't even know Calvin. I'm sure he's a cool dude, but I don't know him. And, like, you know, they'd have to catch up on the series and sort of know what they were doing as well. And what does Calvin do? I recognize the name.
He started YouTube about the same time as I did. He's also RO RP1. He's very, very, very good at doing cinematic stuff. Like,
I was gonna if you were about to just say he's just very, very good, and I was like, right, yeah, he can't join the series.
No, he's fantastic at like building things like planes as well. His planes are honestly like probably the best that I've ever seen, and he's just it's so detailed what he does. It's ridiculous. It's insane. He's very good at planes, and yeah, his episodes. It's almost like watching a movie. It's that good, that well edited together. It's really really cool stuff.
Cool.
Yes,
You know what,
so
like,
not the hero type. He's the plane god.
if he was interested in having a cameo or something, and he got in touch, then yeah, like that's something I would be open to. But yeah, short of him like getting in touch with me, yeah, I don't see it happening. If he did reach out and he was like, "Hey, can I have a cameo?" I'd probably be like, "Yeah, all right, go on then." But yeah, I don't know. Short of that happening, it's such a pain in the ass to corral other YouTubers. That's why I was like so resistant to, having a third person join for All Kerbalkind for so long. I mean, people don't know how long it took to find N9. I was like, I want to do this series, and I messaged so many different like RORP1 YouTubers.
I know you messaged Raze, didn't you?
I messaged Raze, yeah, and Raze took too long to get back to me. And then someone on my Discord who watched N9, and they were like, "Oh yes, he's a smaller YouTuber, but he makes really really cool stuff." And so I watched N9's channel, and I was like, "Nah, this is the guy." Like this, N9 had less than 1,000 subs when he started. He had I think 900 subs, but the quality of his content was so good. I was like, nah, like. The first things first is making a. Oh, someone's donated. So not Herotype has given the stream treads with £3. I don't understand this currency. I mean, at least it doesn't have like shillings anymore. I mean, that's when it was really bad.
Japanese.
What was I saying?
Yeah, our money was weird.
I was talking about N9. Yeah, but I was like, yeah, I could see the series being like really really great with this. At the end of the day, like it's making a cool series first, right? And then all other considerations secondary. So, and yeah, I mean, I've never regretted it because he's great, and like also we just get on so well. Like that's another kind of major thing as well. Like we just get on really well, and we just have a really fun time, and we have a good laugh. And and that's something like just clicking and being friends with someone makes it so much easier too. So. Anyway,
someone's just come in saying glue a Soviet flag to one of N9's sats. Didn't you recommend doing that earlier?
Yeah, I think I might actually do that, so...
I'm fairly sure you said you were going to do that earlier on.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I will do that. So we shall see. But yeah, I think I probably will do that. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Oh god, someone's got a really really rare stream thing. Cohen says he doesn't understand the currency either. Thank you for all very kind donations, by the way.
What's the really
I finally got the
thing?
goddamn control surface done, and this is the flap. There we go. It's a flap. Flap deflection, 15 degrees.
Oh my god! Sorry,
yeah,
I'm just seeing the stream thing come up.
Thingy. That's classic.
I'm gonna have nightmares. I'm not gonna.
Have you
be
never
able to
seen
sleep
Thingy?
tonight. I don't think so. No.
Oh, it's great. Have you ever seen The Thing by John Carpenter?
No.
It's a horror movie, and basically someone just like did it, but with claymation as Pingu. So it's amazing. It's such a good video. It got removed from YouTube by the Pingu creators because people like kids were finding it and getting nightmares. I'll give this a more Kerbalized name later, but I'm just gonna call it the Bear for now, just so I can save it.
The Bear.
The Beary
That's
Boy.
That's its nickname, wasn't it? The Bear.
Yeah, it's the NATO nickname. It's the Tupolev 95 in Soviet Russia. Right, I think it's ready to fly. I'm sure I've forgotten something. But I just want to get
bomb?
it out on the...
The actual bomb?
Well, yeah, I'm not adding... I want to see if it flies first before I add frickin' bombs to it.
50 megaton bomb to the bottom of it.
Oh, check that out. The center of mass, and it's actually in the right place. Bruh. I actually like designing a plane the way it like should look, and you actually get a... I don't know, that makes me happy. It makes me irrationally happy. I'll need some landing gear on the back. The actual one didn't have landing gear on the back, but maybe it had a skid or something. I feel like it's going to be dragging its ass along the ground.
Well, all three sets of the landing gear are in front of the center of mass, which means that the back is definitely going to do a bit of a tip.
Yeah. I think just put maybe I'll just put a skid or maybe a tiny little landing gear at the back. We'll see. The Bomber's 27 tons apparently, so people are saying where's the cargo bay? The Tsar bomb wasn't in a cargo bay. It was actually strapped to the underside. It was too big for any cargo bay. Oh, this is so cool! Yeah, it is dragging its butt along the ground. I think I will need a skid of some kind.
Yeah. I've literally just got to the point in the video, in the stream, where you've loaded onto the runway and your front wheel is kind of not touching the ground.
Yeah, it is not touching the ground. Steak has invaded the stream. That little Soviet anthem thing plays for whoever. Oh goodness me. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, maybe I should. I know the flaps are up. Well, this is. You'll see in a minute. But yeah, that little Soviet anthem plays for whoever's donated the most on stream. But Steak says, I suggest the Kupilev 95 Care for the name. Very original. I will consider it. Well, I think let's follow this to its logical conclusion.
Oh, wow.
I think the wings maybe need to go back a bit. Just a little bit.
Very nice.
Whoopsie daisy. Okay.
That isn't healthy, says Milky Nuggets. No.
No, I don't think it's supposed to fly like that. So yeah, we need to make some modifications.
Anyway, Beardy, I'm going to get going because
You're
I
off.
think I've just had dinner being made, so I need to go and eat. But thank you for having me along for
Thanks for coming.
this. No, that's cool. And yeah, no, I don't know what to say, like when leaving. If people want to, I don't know.
Go subscribe to Carnasa. His Lex Millennium series is really good.
But yeah, no, I'll be joining as ESA in For All Kerbalkind shortly, as soon as Biddy and N9 are on the moon, and it's something I'm very much looking forward to. But yeah, cheers for having me along, man, and enjoy the rest of the stream, and I will catch you in a bit.
Okay, see you, bud.
In a bit, mate. Bye.
Bye. And he's gone. So I'm thinking what we should do, since the wings are in the correct place, this is all cargo bay, is just move all the fuel tanks forward, because the fuel tanks are just throughout the fuselage, right? So all we have to do is just move them forward. So I think if we just grab, how many of these are there? Oh, maybe we should count them. Let's count them. Let's count the fuel tanks and grab half of them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, I think. So we want the last 8, and then we'll move them forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Voila! And then we just attach them on top of these ones. Also, thanks for the massive donation, Steak. You are a undisputed king simp for the channel. Take that as a compliment. Or take that however you wish. There we go. And then lower this down. Yeah, and that means that the center of mass is also in front of the landing gear, so we don't really have to adjust anything. I will add a skid to the back, just because otherwise we may bump the tail, but I think that is in the center. And there we go. It moves the center of mass sufficiently forward. It's in front of the landing gear. Bish bash bosh. That's fine. I am going to move... Oh, no! I didn't mean to do that. Oh, there we go. Phew. Okay. I am going to move the landing gear forward a little bit, just because they're a little far back right now. But there we go. As long as center of mass is in front of the rear landing gear, but the center lift has got pivot behind, that's fine. Let's add the KF skid just to the back, just in case. Scale that up a little bit. Maybe not that big. Yeah, that big. That's good.
I don't have any track.
Hello, somebody is donated to the stream. Steak! How much must I donate for Emperor Simp? I'm pretty sure you already have the role of Emperor Simp on my Patreon. So I don't know what you want from me. Oh, we can change the look of it. That's cool. Anyway, let's move this up. But yeah, I think you are already an Emperor Simp, Steak. And proud to be so, I'm sure. Let's rotate it around. Actually, no, that's fine. So just a little skid at the back, just in case we bump our bottom. But we don't want a full landing gear at the back because that wouldn't be accurate to what the aircraft actually looked like. So it does look a little bit weird with the wings so far forward, but yeah, that's what it looked like. We've got a little skid just to protect the rear of the plane. Okay, this should, fingers crossed, fly a lot better. And then we'll add the nose and everything. And get it looking correct with some Soviet insignia and the like. I believe it was painted white, but we have to have it white anyway because of the cockpit. But it was painted white for the bomb test anyway, so be fine. People are saying flags, flags. Yeah, we'll make it. It's not finished yet. We have to do the nose and everything. I just want to make sure that it actually flies before we beautify it and add a bomb. We've got another hour on the stream anyway, so it'll be fine. Flags, man, the flags! Raw Dinos really want some flags. We will add flags, we will add flags. Don't you worry, you poor little head. We'll add some. Oh my god, Steak! Goodness me. £38.34. Now I am General Secretary Simp. Indeed you are. A title I'm sure you're very, very proud of. Wow, what a generous donation. Really, thank you so much. That is so kind of you. I don't really know what to say, honestly. That's really, really kind. I don't know, it's people like you, Steak, that not just like donation, but like, you know, just in your like how supportive you are of the channel, and you know, how active you are in community. You know, everyone like that. People who just watch the videos regularly, you know, come along to the streams, get involved in the community, join the Discord. You know, it makes it all worth it. You know, sometimes I get these really nice messages from people who say, you know, my videos have had an impact on this, a positive impact in their lives, and it makes it all worth it. And then, oh hello, I think the center of mass might be moved too far forward now. We're struggling to pull up. Oh, I should have deployed the flaps. That would have made that easier. Oh, that's so much easier. But yeah, the center of mass is a little too far forward now. We want to move it back a bit. Saying that, with the flaps down, it's alright. Can we pull up fine? Oh, yeah, okay, we just need to put the flaps down. There's nothing wrong with the center of mass. And cool! Check it out, it's flying! Turn up your volume all the way to simulate the loudness of the T95. Yeah, so the tips of the propeller blades actually break the speed of sound, and it has contra-rotating propellers. So this thing is a noisy, noisy boy. In reality, apparently it's like one of the loudest aircraft ever built. It's insane. Look at this! This actually flies beautifully. Surprisingly maneuverable for its size. See if we can like buzz the VAB with it. This can only go well. Now we just have to get it to carry a 24-ton bomb. And I'm going to fill the bomb with lead or whatever it takes to. Oh, hello. Our roll control leaves a bit to be desired. Might want to Oh, they've only got 5 deflection. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. Oh! Okay, that's a reason not to roll that aggressively. We just lost our elevons. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's not good. I think we need to strengthen those a bit. Bail! Bail, Yuri! Valentina unfortunately paid the ultimate price, but at least Yuri's okay. Woo! Circle down. Yeah, Yuri doesn't look particularly happy. Oh no, now he's having fun. Yeah! Look on the bright side. You get to have a joyride on your parafoil. Bonk. I'm really proud of these, all the different spacesuits I made for the space program. I spent ages on them. Right, revert to editor. Okay, so let's strengthen those elevons for start. What else did I say I need to do? Oh yeah, up the roll control a little bit to 10 degrees. I think 15 was a bit too much for it to handle. But 5 was a bit too low. So let's adjust that. Oh, this isn't quite aligned either. That's fine, we can change that. Okay, so 10 degrees. What's the width of the 275? That's 275 as well, but since that's embedded slightly, that needs to be more like that. There we go, it's a bit better. That's now actually aligned. Very nice, very nice. The center of mass was actually fine. There was nothing wrong with that. What was I going to do next? I think... Oh yeah, strengthen this. It's on 0.3... Ah, right. We've got this on 0.4. I think these, because they're carrying a lot of a burden. Let's have them be 0.45. Just really strengthen those. Make sure it doesn't come off. And same for the rudder as well. Okay, let's make the nose look like look how it should. You're gonna redo the nose. Yeah, I'm doing the nose. Don't worry. Don't you worry your pretty little head steak. We're gonna do that now, actually. So to cover up these bits and cover up the nose. Let's do that now. So we want, probably gonna want a procedural tank for this one, not the modular tank. We might have got a better tail, actually, if we use the... I'm tempted to do that, actually. What's the current length of this? 40... Yeah, basically 44 meters. I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to do that now. Because it just doesn't look quite right. Doesn't look right at all. Like, right behind the wings is when it's supposed to start tapering. So, let's remove that rear mount and let's shorten this until it's in line with the rear. There we go. How long is that now? That is 28 and we had it, was it 40 odd something? It was 42. 44, I think. Yeah, 44 it was. So we need to add 16 meters worth of procedural conventional structure tank. We'll have it smooth cone, the top be 0.9, the length 16 meters. It was actually an offset one, isn't it? I don't know if we can easily do an offset cone without rotating it. Then again, rotating it isn't much of a problem, so we'll just do that. Recoloring GUI wants to be stock white. There we go. Don't even notice the difference. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Onto the bottom, be 0. There we go. We change the curve. So it's a little bit, yeah, I think round 2 might be what we're after. That's a bit too blunt. We don't want a peaked one. Actually, I think this might be the best one. It's the smoothest transition. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Actually, no, we'll do this one. People saying the tail needs a bit of love too. Not sure why the tail needs some love. What's wrong with the tail? I think it looks about right. The tail plane. That's if that's what people were referring to. Then we just have to make this a little bit thinner. So 3.8. 8.5, let's try that. It's a bit too... There's always going to be a little bit of clipping here, but that's alright. None of this stuff has any fuel in it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Trying to avoid having any clipping, but also I think we just need to rotate it a little bit more, that's all. That looks...
I don't have any trains.
Right, there we go. Florida man! I'm starting university tomorrow. Congratulations, what are you studying? Thank you for the donation as well. Yeah, you're starting university. It's a big time in your life. Going to probably glad to be starting it in a COVID-free year. Well, mostly COVID-free. I was quite lucky in that it sort of struck in my 3rd year, which is really the best time for it to strike. I don't miss my graduation, don't miss my freshers. Sort of best time for it, really. That's as good as I can get that tail looking. So it's a little bit janky looking, but whatever. It's close enough. The vertical stabilizer needs to be huge and also need to strike. Oh yeah, you're right. Holy crap, it is so much bigger. I didn't quite grasp just how huge it is. It is absolutely... okay, right. We're going to take... no, wait, this is reversed again. That's really irritating. It keeps doing that. We'll take these wings off. Okay, let's scale that appropriately. And then try and get it to about the right scale. Okay, we got the wings, we got the tail. So it's literally like that. Maybe not quite that. But then it's got quite a large... It's quite offset as well. That's a bit closer. Oh, Cascara got the really... That's supposed to be rarer, but we've already had it twice this stream. What an awful... awful thing it was for me to make that a stream thing. But thank you very much for the donation. Thanks for all the great stuff over the years. Also, steak is stinky. Oof. I've got a sinking feeling steak's going to have to respond to that. I think that's a little bit closer to what that should look like, scale-wise. It might even be even bigger than that. I think it literally is. It's even bigger. It's more like that big. It's absolutely ridiculous. I need to get some more like reference photos up. Yeah, it's it's massive. My goodness me. Yeah, no wonder you were like, no, it needs fixing, because yeah, it is a chungus of a of a tail. I think that's about right. That has to be about right. Yeah, that's about the right size. Okay. Zoom on in. Okay. That's better. Steak is... I knew you would respond. Steak's in the stream trades with £15. No you, Cascara. Thank you for the donation, Steak. Try and keep it civil though, guys. Okay, that's a bit more appropriate. Okay. This also needs to be a bit wider now. Let's make the thickness at the root be more like that to support it. I think it's at the tip. 7. Whack that on there. This needs to now be like double the size. Yeah, it's about right. The offset at the tip needs to be a bit more because we incline that a bit more. Okie dokie. What were the thicknesses? It was 1.7 and 4.2. Let's make it slightly longer. Okay. It's coming together. Starting to look the part. I'll see if the conformal decals have been fixed, because before it was hard to put a star on the tailplane. Which was obviously upsetting because that's where the star goes, you know? I think even these are a bit bigger. Let me have a look at the diagrams Steak gave me. Yeah. Yeah, these are a fair bit bigger. Let's just take the control surface off. Yeah, this whole tailplane basically just had to be twice the size. See why you addressed it, because yeah, it wasn't correct. Okay. Then the thickness. Do 0.1. Point 2. Where did I put that control surface? There we go. You're behind in the space race. Commit Cal 007. I do not know what that means. You will have to explain it. Is that rotated properly? Yeah, we're fine. Okay, so the thicknesses were 205 and 1. That's fine. Length needs to be a little longer. Okay. And then we need to change the offset a little bit. 4.3. Okay, I know I'm not being the most riveting conversation now that Karnas is gone. Well, the most riveting commentary, I should say. But I am having to focus on actually designing an aircraft. Okay, now that looks better. That looks far better. Okay, now that is more accurate. It doesn't need to be quite that high up though. It's a little closer down to the airframe. It's more like there. Now that is a bear. It's not quite thick enough though. Yeah, it's still a little, looks a little anemic, doesn't it? 265, that's a bit better. 265 and 155. 265. 155. Voila! We have a bear, ladies and gents. And those who are yet to make up their minds. After all, we are an inclusive channel. And inclusive community. Something I'm actually pretty proud to say about my community at this point. I never used to be big into pride or anything, you know, because obviously I am a bisexual man, but never really used to really talk about it much. You know, it's just like, oh, you know, sort of of the opinion, you know, it shouldn't matter. You know, it's just part of who I am. Don't need to make it my personality, whatever. But then, as I've learned, you know, I'm actually very privileged to be able to do that. You know, a lot of people aren't in the same boat, and it means a lot to people. It really means a lot to people to have a, you know, someone that they follow be sort of out, I guess. Yeah, I found like during Pride Month I set my you know, my profile picture to a little pride thing, and it just meant the world to people. People were really happy to see it, and I was just glad to be able to do that. So I've sort of embraced it a little bit more since then, just sort of because of that, really. Anyway, enough about that. What am I doing? So we probably want we want the top to be like that, the bottom to be probably 3.9. Let's see what we can do here and give this a nose. Maybe a shade under 3.9. Yeah, 3.8 works well. We don't mind having a little bit of a burr there. Okay, and let's just extend the... Which way is that gone? It's gone the other way. Where's it gone? And we've lost it. Oh, there it is. There we go. That still needs to be a fair bit longer, but that's working like almost exactly as desired. Beautiful. Okay. This is going to look a little janky while we're working on it. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like an idiot. Of course, we can just have this be 3 point, like right under 3.9, like 3.89. Have this one not be the actual nose. Have a separate one for the actual nose. And that just means that this has a gentle taper. Let's see, how thin do we need to make it before it stops showing up? 3.87, it seems, is the magic number. Still shows at the bottom. Let's shrink it a little bit more. 3.85. And then we'll just offset it upwards a little bit. Still need to be a little thinner. Okay. 3.84. 3.83. That seems to work.
I don't have any track.
Oh, someone's donated. Steak! Hello! Hello, chat. Discord reference, skill issue, Cascara, you stinky. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Hate to miss it, but I have to head out soon. Yeah, people are saying that it looks good, though. When that cause problems getting out of the plane in emergencies? Yes, absolutely it will. Let's just hope it doesn't come to that. We haven't been able to jump out our aircraft in the past anyway. I'm just used to that being an issue, so whatever, to be honest. Whatever happens, happens. But yeah, this is a fairly chunky plane. Hopefully it'll be able to survive an impact, he says, after having done a bunch of yeah, having shown it doing a bunch of not surviving impacts. Yeah, there we go. That's a nice transition. And now we can add the correct nose. So let's just add another procedural tank. Cool. This is really starting to take shape. Really happy how this is coming along. Right, what does this sort of nose look like then? So it's, yeah, about that wide. It's quite a blunt sort of nose, isn't it? More like that. Let's get some more photos of the Tu-95. I'm having to look at like tiny little photos of this thing. Because I have to have all my stream info and everything up. I want to close up of the nose. Yeah, there's that sort of shape for the nose is about accurate, really. I think we just clip that in, and that will be close to finished. Needs to be a bit wider. So then I'm thinking, bring it like level with that. And make it quite a bit longer actually. It's gonna be more like 5 meters. And it's looking more the part, but it still looks a bit weird. I think might need to just make it actually even wider than that. I think just embrace the nose and give it a 3 meter wide. Yeah, that's looking a little smoother, isn't it? Maybe not 3 meters, a little under that. Do 2.8. Not sure about that. I think I do want it to be more like 2.8. That looks a little bit nicer, I think. And just clip it back a bit more. I liked it being a little on the the wide side. We don't really want it clipping into the cockpit, but that is about the width that we want it. That looks about right, actually, looking at pictures. What we have to do is like get it not clipping into the cockpit. We can just bring that down to maybe 2.75 and then just bring it down a little bit more, and I think then we'll be done. I don't mind it clipping into the central one, sort of like that, because that looks quite arty. Yeah, it doesn't quite work there. I think maybe 2.7 is the magic number. Hello, Karnasser, he's back. You can rejoin the chat if you want. It's been pretty quiet since you've been gone. Might just move it back a little bit. No, that didn't work. That doesn't work. I think we drop it down to 2.67. Sure. Yeah, we're just currently messing with noses. Just to get the nose that looks right. Because it's got a differently shaped nose to the B26 or whatever this is. There we go. That's a bit better. That looks good. That looks good. Okay, let's have a little look at some patterns we could put on it. Golden nose. Golden crinkly nose. That would be funny, wouldn't it? But no, we won't do that. I'm looking for more like a pattern which would have like a black stripe at that point. It does have some like black stripes on it. No, that doesn't look right. Let's just have a little scroll through. See if there's a pattern that sort of leaps out at us. I've got a feeling though that that could work. That could definitely work. Let's have a little look. Now we want that to be stock white. Let's just stay black. Let's have that be stock black. Not very good stock black, is it? What black is this? Let's store that colour and then load that colour. Yeah! Now we're cooking with gas. A big black nose. Not sure how I feel about that. I feel like it's better if it was just stock white, to be honest. Yeah. Don't know about that. Ooh, this one could work. This one could certainly work. Let's try this. So if we do this one to stock light grey, no, it's stock dark grey maybe we need, yeah. There we go, it blends into that. Then we've got white. No, but then that bit at the front is... Actually, that could work though, as a nose. A grey sort of nose. Maybe. What do we think? That looks interesting. Put 2 nose cones clipped together to make the nose wider than it is tall. Yeah, I guess we could have one on each side, couldn't we? But people saying not bad, not good. I wish I could change this bit at the end to be wait, which one's this? This is that's the end. That's so if we do that stock white, what if we do this bit the black? That looks interesting. Jury's out on whether or not it looks good or not, but that's just blatantly not the stock black, because the stock black is considerably darker. Let's try like 4, 0 even. There we go, that blends in rather well. What do we think about that? Not great, not terrible. Say that looks cool. People say that looks cool. I could just put a decal over the end to cover that that color scheme that we don't like. So I like the black stripe and the grey. I think that works well. It's just this bit at the end. But this was the only texture that had that. So I think what I'll do is I'll just get this color, the stock white color, and just get a decal, put that over the end. But that requires me restarting the game, so we'll leave it like that at the moment. But I don't really like that bit at the front. All right, what are we missing? We're missing a pitot probe, but we can just replicate that with a communitron. It's just the classic. Pitot probe is never in the middle. Where is the pitot probe on this one? It is off and up to one side. This is just so you can gauge your indicated airspeed. You need a bit of air coming into a probe before it's been disrupted by the body of the aircraft. Little bit of aerospace knowledge for you there. That's as good a place as any for it, I think. It does stick out a little bit. Okay, right. I think that is a bear. Karnas is good to join again. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's get him in here. Hey, bud.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Like, we had a little bit of trouble with the nose, but I think it looks decent now. I need to put like a decal, I think, over the front of it to cover the grey stripes.
Yeah.
Because you can't fully change the color of everything on this pattern, but otherwise I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's looking really, really nice. I've literally just come back and seen you put the communitron in the nose, which was something to do with measuring your airspeed.
Yeah, it's a pitot probe. We do loads of calculations on them on my course. Yeah, you'll notice loads of like fighter jets and everything. They all have them. Like air goes into it, and you use that to measure your airspeed, basically.
Yeah, I have noticed those on planes, and I've never really thought to myself like, what does one of those do? But I guess now I know. So
every day's a school day, right?
Exactly, you learn something new every day.
Right.
Especially doing all of this YouTubey stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't know whether the conformal decals and procedural parts are fixed yet. Because they used to disappear when you place them on a procedural wing or anything.
They're really bad for the wings. I don't know how bad they are for the actual tanks.
The tanks, they're fine. It's the wings I'm worried about. I want to put a giant red star on the tail.
Nice.
I don't know if that star is going to be there when we simulate it, but regardless, it looks cool in the editor, so... There we go. How's your dinner? What did you have for dinner?
I had enchiladas. They were really, really nice.
Ooh,
basically Alisea came in and was like, "Your dinner's ready. You've got enchiladas. Enchiladas wait for no man." So I was like, "Okay, I'll
What
come
about
along,
penguins? Do
I'll
they wait
leave."
for penguins?
Nah, it's
Oh,
very
that's
very
funny.
nice though. I
Lovely.
do love a good old bit of Mexican.
Yeah, there's a really good Mexican here in Southampton called La Baronia. It's incredible. Like the best Mexican food I've had, short of actually like the Mexican food. The Mexican food in the US, like when I went to Florida, was incredible.
Mm.
But yeah, short of that, like it's the best Mexican food I've had in the UK.
There's a place really near me. I can't remember what it's called. El Chapo's, I think, or something like that. That does. Oh, it's amazing. Like if ever I want Mexican, I'll go there because it just does. The enchiladas that they do are just to die for. Like honestly, they're so nice. El Guaca, that's the one. Alisea is with me. She's just brushing her hair next to me, and she's like, "It's El Guaca."
Hi, Alistair.
Beardy says hi.
You are currently live in front of 350 people.
Did you hear that?
No.
You are currently live in front of 350 people.
I'm sorry. It couldn't wait.
It couldn't wait.
Well, Ella, 50 people. Alright, sorry, I'll leave you alone now.
Ah, she's going.
I remember like because when you said that you were like doing uni, and then you said that you were married, so I'd like assumed and like see because you look quite young, like I just assumed you were the same
Yeah.
age as me. So then when you were like, oh yeah, I'm teaching my wife to play KSP, I was a bit like, sorry, oh, hold up, what?
I am blessed with definitely youthful looks. I've cut all of my hair off recently, actually. So next time I live
No.
stream with a face cam, I'm gonna look completely different. But yeah, so I think I went in to buy an energy drink from like a Tesco the other
Oh,
day.
did they 16?
And I got ID'd. I got ID'd for buying energy drink. I'm 28 and I still get ID'd for buying energy drinks, which is really kind of depressing. Although everyone says like, "Oh, when you're 40, you're gonna be so happy," and I'm like, "Yeah, probably." To be fair,
You're not thankful at the moment, though. Also, someone did
No.
just donate to the stream. World Conqueror, £1. Welcome back, Boss Man and Boss Alisea. So there you go. You've been-
Alisea just casually invading the stream.
Yep. Right. We've added some red stars to the aircraft. I think it's almost done. All we have to do is add the bomb to the bottom of it.
The
think
most
that's-
important part.
Oh yeah, by far. Yeah, I had to massively increase the size of the tail because I was informed. Yeah, it wasn't anywhere near big enough. So now it's looking the part. Actually, it's looking really close. I'm quite happy with how it's turned out.
I mean, I
So-
get my second tab up, which is just TU95, and I can't tell the difference. Like, honestly, like, I see the game, the real life thing. I'm not sure which one I'm looking at. It doesn't. No, it looks really.
I'll take
good.
it as a
does look really
compliment.
good. It does look really good.
Yeah, I do take pride in making them look as close as possible. I remember like with my U2, even though the Soviets shouldn't have had a U2 really, but I spent ages making sure I got that right.
Mm.
So similar with this aircraft. This is the reason why I don't do aircraft so often because they don't have much of a use, apart from getting biome science and such. But they take a lot of time to get accurate.
Yeah.
But people really enjoy them. It's a good excuse to do a stream,
Mm.
and people really enjoy the stream. So I think I'll get into doing more Cold War aircraft just as a stream activity. Might be a
They
good
do look
idea.
cool, and it is a nice like little change of pace as well.
Oh, it is. Yeah, big time.
But the biome science thing,
Mhm.
in you've not got the most up-to-date version because I know the most up-to-date version of RP1 would have broken your save.
Yeah.
They've actually removed science from flying low in RP1.
Really?
Yep, it's completely gone.
I don't like that because at least like it gives you a reason to build a plane and fly about.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's gone. I can understand why they've done it because it's like, well, it's the end of World War II. You start in 1950.
Yeah.
You're going to know all of the science from flying a plane by this point in time anyway, but still at the same time,
Even
it does
so.
give you a reason to build planes and kind
Yeah.
of you don't have to anymore. In fact, they've even added a new setting where when you start a new game, you can actually tick a box that says, no, I'm not going to bother with X-Planes in this save,
Oh,
and it
what
gives
you're
you more
saying, yeah.
funding for rockets.
Mm.
So, Carnassa, rename your account to Car ESA because you'll be ESA, not NASA. So, the NASA in Carnassa doesn't actually come from NASA. It's just a name I made up when I was like 11. So, it was in no way, shape, or form related to NASA or cars. And people ask me about this all the time. They're just like, oh, you must really love NASA and car racing. I'm like, no, it was just me creating a D&D character, I think, a really long time ago.
It's an appropriate name for the sort of content you do now. So
It definitely is.
Alright, I've got to find a way to fit this bloody bomb underneath it. I think we need some bigger landing gear because they're not going to be big enough.
Those Kerbal Foundry ones you can resize, from what I remember.
Yeah, I made them bigger already, though. I might have to make them even
Chonky
bigger.
gears.
They're going to have to be chonky boys, yeah, that's alright. Let's have a little look at the tank UI. What can I fill this with? Can I fill it with lead?
Lead?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Lead ballast, yeah, there we go. Can fill it with lead. Cool. It won't add the lead. Do I need a service?
No, you can get lead in one of those tanks normally.
Oh, maybe it just doesn't show it as like a resource. Let's have a look. The wet mass is currently 49. Oh, yeah. It just doesn't show it as a resource. That's all.
Okay.
But it does weigh that much. That's fine. Okay, so let's make a frickin' bomb. Actually, I probably don't even want a modular tank. I wanted a procedural tank. There we go.
So how much
someone,
did it weigh? 27 tons.
I think it was 27
someone
tons. Yeah. Can
threw
someone give me
around
the
earlier on.
dimensions of it? Can you see if you can find the dimensions of it, like the length of it and such? That would be really
Let's
useful.
have a look. Tsar bomber.
It's almost as wide as the aircraft, like looking at the pictures. It's a
Yeah,
chunky
27
boy.
tons, 26 feet in length, and 7 feet in diameter. Whatever
what's that,
those are
real
in
money?
meters. Hang on, let me get Google up again for feet to meters conversion.
Are you going to use BD Armory for the Tsar bomb? No. I'm just dropping an inert thing, then I'll switch to some archive footage of the explosion. I'm not actually going to have the explosion in game.
So it is 7.9 meters in length, so 8 meters, and let's do 2.1 meters diameter.
2.1. Okay, great. Actually, this needs to be a smooth cone. Okay, so 2.1 diameter. So it's 8 meters long. We've got the stabilization sort of fins at the back. I just need a picture of the Tsar bomb now, actually. I've got the rough size of it. There we go, that's a good picture.
Thing is massive.
It is a chonker, to say the least.
I've literally got a picture up of just a guy stood with his hand on it, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Wowee. Okay, we got the first chunk of it, and it's full of lead. The next bit, I guess, can just be straight cylinder. This is the easy bit of the stream. I'm just building a bomb-shaped object.
Someone suggests strapping a Kerbal onto it.
And have them ride it the whole way down.
Yep.
Yeah, what a great idea. Oh my god. That is actually an incredible idea. I'm tempted. I'll put a can you, is this the update where you can have a Kerbal in a command seat? Oh, we don't have command seats unlocked. Oh no.
Oh.
That's tragic. You know what? I'll have the front of it be a command pod. That's what I'll do. That'll work. I'll make it first, and then I'll do that as a joke, like afterwards. Okay. Yeah, we will absolutely strap a Kerbal to this.
People are still saying the wheels need to be bigger. I think they probably will be
Yeah, they
by
will
the
be
time you
bigger.
finish the bomb.
Definitely. Oh, I don't want to tool it. Oh, not just yet. Probably won't even be worth tooling this entire thing, if I'm honest.
You say you're only going to fly one of these, aren't you?
Yeah.
So probably not.
I'll have a look how much it will reduce the price, but it probably won't be worth tooling all of this stuff.
I mean, if you're ever going to use the diameter, I can't remember what diameter you use, but if you're ever going to use that again, then it might be worth doing, but
Yeah.
that's still like a big like if. So Mr. Man, Beardy will be putting a parachute on it, I believe.
Yeah, I will be. Don't you worry. I'm putting the parachute on. Gosh.
Casey Turner, I see X-plane potential. If you turn this into an X-plane, I will be bloody impressed.
Now that would be something.
Send the Tu-95 on a suborbital trajectory. How many XLR-11s will you need on the back of that to send that high?
Goodness me, let's not even think about it. What's the current mass of this? The wet mass... Oh, I think it's been I haven't filled it with lead yet, have I? I'll do that in a minute. I'll finish building it and then I'll fill it with lead.
Then you worry about the weight.
Yeah, it just needs to be 27 tons. I want it to be exact, you know? Yep, cylinder, diameter 1 meter. You want a fillet cylinder, I think. This is just where the stabilization goes.
I find the idea of your space program using 2.1 meter tanks because you were tooled for bomb production hilarious. That was great. Thanks, Cascaro, for that.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong at all.
So yeah, when's the Cuban Missile stream coming?
I don't know what I'll do for the Cuban Missile Crisis. I want to do something for the Cuban Missile Crisis, that's for sure. But I just detached the whole thing. Oopsie. But I'm not sure what I want to do for it yet. There will be something, I'm sure. Maybe I'll build a launch site in Cuba and just put a rocket on the pad so N9 can go look at it with a spy plane and panic. That'd be kind of funny. Build a new launch site and just threaten to build rockets there.
Supernova Games? If I can read. Supernova Games with a Z, I think, is saying, who would you send down on the boom?
Probably have to be Yuri. Go out with a bang. If I could send N9 down on it, then I would, but I'm not sure he'd let me.
Rip the Astral Foundation. They're leaderless. They fall into pieces.
Okay. My God, we're almost there. Just need some fins. Some black fins. And then we'll be done.
Do you still have, I don't know if you must do you have to build planes in the same build queue as rockets?
We do now
think,
since we updated. Yeah.
Because I was just having a look at Kerbal Construction Time, and it's going to take, what, like 100 days to build this? At your max build speed? Which
yeah,
isn't
I mean, it gives Plasetsk something to do, if I'm honest. Plasetsk at the moment, like, its launch rate is now increased to the point where I almost, like... wait, that's 32 feet. Sorry, I'm just figuring things out. Oh, I didn't mean to remove from symmetry. How do I add it back to symmetry? Oh, I can't. Whoopsie. But yeah, its launch rate has almost increased to the point where, like, I'm like, oh, I got to plan a mission for Plasetsk. I've almost got too many things going on at once, you know.
Yep.
So it just gives Plasetsk something to do for a chunk of the year. It was all right when I was just building loads of spy sats, but then when I have to actually think of missions, missions for
Yeah.
it, it's
I know by the time I finish Kerbal Gets Real, it's a struggle, like actually having things being built all the time. Especially like I can see you're at what, like 2.15 build points per second at the moment. I think by the end of that series, I had like 3 build queues that were on 40 each.
oh my god.
So I was able to basically build like a Saturn V in a month or something ridiculous like that. And it becomes a struggle thinking, well, what am I going to do? I've got to like wait like 10 months for my next interplanetary window. And it's just like, well, there's only so much that you want to do around the moon at a particular time. So it does. You do end up thinking, well, I've got way too many build points, way too many. But I suppose it's nice. You can always have duplicates of missions if you have the funding to be able to do that. Rip, what was it? Oh, I can't remember the name of your Mars satellite that you sent in the last
Krasny,
episode.
yeah,
Krasny. Yeah, because you were gonna
I was going to do
send
2, and
weren't
then
you?
Molniya 1 failed, so I didn't have enough money to build a second one. Yeah, but it was all right because it was only going to be a backup. Like it would have had the same scientific instruments, although it would have got maybe a bit more biome science. But yeah, yeah. How big are the fins on this? You know, I'm going to need a bigger decoupler. Gonna need a bigger plane.
Just call the bomb jaws.
Oh no,
Do we-
honestly, it'd be appropriate.
Do we? I'm gonna see if I can look up the fins.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, like my build speed. So I was able to build what I call now an R11. So, but basically, you know, an R7 rocket.
Yeah.
I was able to build one of those every 40 days pre-update, and now after update, it then took 90.
Oh wow.
So like, and that's like correct. Like I was thinking that this is an insane build speed, which is why I was able to like launch so many things. Like not the last episode, but the episode before.
Yeah.
I launched so much stuff, like because the Russian stuff, it just wasn't balanced properly. It wasn't costed properly, and it's all been rebalanced since, and it's much better. But yeah, like that's the reason why I got into orbit first, really. Like, 'cause especially with you starting at the same time, with all the extra, like you need the extra launch pad, you need a bigger rocket, you need yeah, all the extra stuff, and an astronaut center upgrade because you can't land it in the capsule. So you need all this extra stuff to get into orbit as the Soviets. So by all sort of metrics, I shouldn't have got into orbit first.
It is quite easy as the Americans just to do some kind of Thor able, especially with an Araby upper stage. It's very, very simple to get into orbit doing that.
And I was aware of that as well, because he could have done orbit, you know, but he did Mercury Redstone first to give me a little bit more breathing room, and I just beat him into orbit because I had a couple of failures. But yeah, by all means, I probably shouldn't have even beat him. But
because yeah, if you go for like the like the actual R7, the Sputnik launcher, I think you need the 150-ton pad at least, don't you?
No, you need 300. It's a 260-ton
350.
launch vehicle. Yeah, it's a 260-ton launch vehicle.
That's a big boy.
So yeah, I needed the 350-ton pad, whereas N9 still hasn't even built that. He didn't even need to build it. He's just going straight for the 700.
He went straight for the 700, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Which is...
No, because you can get away with American engines only, 60 tons to get first orbit. And actually, talking of,
You can do crew in orbit with 150 tons as well with Atlas because of balloon tanks and everything. So
yeah, they do cost a lot though.
Yeah,
which is why it's
you
not
can't build them
produce
anywhere near as fast as I can build. He's got a higher build rate than me now, but he's still producing rockets slower because the Atlas is so expensive.
Balloon tanks, they're just ridiculous, but they are so good. If you've got the money and like the build points, definitely balloon tanks all the way. But yeah, no, I was saying I don't know. I'm gonna have to try and mess around when I get the save. I might be able to do first orbit in less than 20 tons, which would be insane because I wouldn't even need to upgrade my
What with your
my
engines?
launch pad.
How heavy is Black Arrow?
Not very heavy. About
Really?
21 tons, I think.
Ooh.
It's tight. It's can't lift much to orbit.
Yeah, it's
I,
only
I'm
tiny
gonna have to look it up. But
satellites.
when I was messing around trying to design one, I literally tried to follow the specifications as much as I could using Google and all of that. And I think it came in at about 21 tons, and I had more than enough wiggle room to like maybe get rid of a bit of fuel to get it under 20,
Damn.
which would be very nice.
Okay, I think the bomb is designed. That looks about right. I need some bigger landing gear, obviously, but yeah, that's good. Right, let's make it the correct weight. So let's open the tank UI and fill this with lead ballast. Let's see, the wet mass goes to 70 tons. Right, it's not that heavy. How heavy was it? It was 24 tons, right?
27.
27
I think.
tons. Okay, let's put it all in the nose so it tips forward. Tank UI, 30 tons. Okay, so that's
Oh, I've just looked up the Black Arrow as well. 18.5 tons.
really
Oh, yeah, I could do it under. I don't even need to build a bigger launch pad for my first orbital rocket.
okay. It's yeah, the wet mass of this is 25, and then we've got another ton there, just on the tank weight and everything. It is about the right weight. It's it's designed. It's ready. I'm thinking actually I'm gonna move these. I might go for a different. Saying that still sticks out a bit. I'm just thinking about like which decoupler to use to mount it, but I think I've got the right idea with the current one.
Yeah. You are definitely
Okay.
going to need some bigger wheels, though.
Yeah, this is as as extended as these get, so these are going to need to extend out a lot. Right.
Annoying cat, yes, I will be joining as ESA after the moon landings.
Oh my god, these wheels. Well, I guess I have the space for them, so that's about big enough, I think. These are some chonky wheels now. But whatever.
Oh wow, yeah, I've just caught up with the wheels being embiggened. They are huge.
Engorged.
Grossified.
All right, I think that might just be enough to mount this bloody thing.
It looks like there is a little bit of clearance.
Yeah.
You might be like scraping that 27 megaton, well no, 50 megaton
50
nuclear
megaton,
warhead on the
27
floor
ton,
as you're
yeah.
trying to fly, but what's a few scrapes on the bomb on the way up?
Yeah, between friends. It's fine. Okay, right. I think the entire plane is done. I think it's ready.
Oh yeah, wait, Beardy, no, don't forget the parachute on the
Oh,
bomb.
the parachute! Oh my god! All this time I was like, I'll remember the bloody parachute, and then I'm actually about to launch it, and I almost forget the parachute. I guess the parachute should just go on the back. I'll just put I'll put a parachute on the back. That's the easiest place for it. Parachutes. Mark 16, I guess. Oh, no, it's a bit too big. Mark 25. I guess we only need like a drogue chute because we want to.
You don't want to slow it all the way down, do you?
No. But then again, I do want the time to get out of the area, so no, we'll go for the standard Mark 16. Cool. And then let me see. So wanted touchdown speed. We just say 10 meters per second, so we have plenty of time. Use input craft mass. So the mass is going to be 27 tons. Pre-deployment altitude. Deployment altitude is okay. I think that is all fine. It's a single chute. It's a main chute. Apply setting. The mass of the craft was too high, and the parachute has been set to their limit. What is their limit?
I wonder if that's because it's going on the mass of the entire craft.
No, I set it to input craft mass, and it was too high for it. Well, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It just went to the parachute's limit. I don't think it can achieve
Yeah.
that slower touchdown speed with a 27-ton thing is all, but that doesn't really matter. Okay. I think the bomb's in the right place, mounting-wise. Let me just double-check.
Yeah, it's not going to mess around with your center of mass and center of lift and all of that.
Not too much there. It was like just behind the engines in reality. I think we can afford to move that just to have it in the right place. I'll keep the center of mass indicator on. See how much that shifts our center of mass. Yeah, it barely affects it. It's fine. So the tip of it was just behind that second engine. Okay. I think she's ready to go. She's ready to rumble.
The maiden voyage of the Tu-95, and we are going to blow the hell out of some polar bears.
Yep, we are going to nuke some polar bears. I'll put some scientific instruments on it eventually, but right now, we just want to.
I don't know why I found that so funny. It's just like, yeah, we'll put some science on it. We're not just going to be blowing the hell out of the Arctic Circle. No, we're going to be taking some very important measurements whilst we do so.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot something. I need to go back to the editor. I've got KSP's memory leak now because I've been streaming for too long.
I have found that has gotten better with later releases of KSP. When I was live
absolutely.
streaming Kerbal Gets Real, I had to shut that. I had to do a restart of the game every 2 hours. Otherwise, it got unbearable.
Oh, it's just off the launch pad. It's cutting it close, but it just manages it. Right. I need to quickly go back to the editor because I forgot a crucial detail.
Trying to think what you might have forgotten.
Do you know if I've had anhedral wings? Oh, it did have anhedral wings. I think that's been modelled though. Yeah, it has. Yeah, that's fine.
Wow, that bomb literally does just scrape the runway.
Scrapes the paint a bit, doesn't it? I need to turn
I would not want to be the pilot on that plane if I'm going to be honest.
No. Right, I'm gonna
It's
save
fine,
it,
just-
and then I'm gonna just Oh no, actually, we need to.
Oh, did you remove the red stars on the wings, or is that
No,
just?
did they not spawn?
I just looking back now, and it doesn't look like they were on there. Oh.
How wide is this capsule? Let's see. 1.8. Cool.
Oh yeah, people are saying check your staging as well, because at the
Yeah.
moment when you when you hit stage, the bomb's just gonna.
Oh my god, it looks like a fish. Sorry, I'm just giggling at this. It's so absurd. Oh my god. What have I done? What have I made? What is this?
I love how you're using American technology as well.
Oh
Like
yeah,
for the
well, it looks the
capsule,
part.
like-
I'm not going to stick a Vostok on it, am I? It
I
just
think I've
looks
just got to the
ridiculous.
bit where you just like turn and then you can see like the fins at the back and the whole capsule, and yeah, I can see.
Oh my
There's
god.
something very fishy about that bomb.
Let's stick Yuri in there, and Valentino can fly.
Le
Okay.
fish, the
The
fish bomber.
Oh my god. What have I done? What have I created? Let's do this. Someone just gone best way to kill American spies. Incredible. Just drop them in a 50 megaton nuclear explosion. Yes.
Guaranteed to kill
flawless.
any American spy.
Oh
Up
my
to
God.
what? Salmon bomber. I like that.
Salmon bomber. Yeah, I like that as well.
Now the real question comes though: will it fly, and how will the bomb fare?
Yeah, we'll have to switch to IVA view inside the capsule when that happens. Right, let's see if it takes off. It just clears. Like you watch the actual, you can watch the Tsar bomb like taking off, and even then, like it only just cleared the runway. So this is fairly accurate to reality. I mean, it's not accurate in the sense that we've strapped the Kerbal onto it. Actually, that's sorry, it's just he's inside the bomb. Oh my God. Oh. I love this game sometimes. I love this game all the time. This is just an incredible video game, but sometimes just when you do stupid stuff, it's just...
Stupid stuff is always the funnest stuff.
Oh,
to
hello.
do, though.
We need to have our flaps down.
Oh
Where
wow,
the
the
flaps?
IVA view is amazing.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, with the bomb attached, it does offset the center of mass. It does struggle to take off a bit, but with the flaps, we're all right. Forgot to put the flaps down for takeoff. Right. I'm just going to get to altitude and drop it. We're not going to fly all the way to the Arctic. That's for the video.
Oh wow, yeah, you kind of overshot the runway a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit. It's all right. I forgot to put the flaps down. I mean, you know, I think I've created a very faithful recreation of the Tu-95. I mean, it's able to carry the bomb fairly comfortably. So, I'm pretty happy
The
with this.
decals are working on the wings as well, which is always
Yeah,
nice.
the decals are working for once, which is really lovely. We have actually got the red stars, which I think adds a lot. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh, I have noticed there is a gap in between the flaps. Oh, that's just because they're deployed, I think. Let's undeploy them. Oh no, there we go, it's fine. Yeah, I thought I'd left a gap, but no, it's just the flaps being deployed. Okay. Cool. Let's see how fast this thing can go. Should be able to get fairly close to the speed of sound, actually. Should be about Mach 0.8, 0.9.
I think people were saying in the chat earlier on it wasn't able to go supersonic.
Well, yeah, it's seeing the size of this thing. Yeah, it's not able to go supersonic, no, but it should be able to get fairly close to. It should be able to get. Most like airliners fly at 0.83. That's the optimum for drag reasons.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine with the amount of power this thing has, if it isn't carrying a 50 megaton nuke, it could probably get a little higher than that. Did you stage the bomber's parachute yet? Then?
Can you go supersonic with props?
No. They don't have enough power because, like, I mean, already the tips of the rotors on the Bear went supersonic because, like, they're just rotating. They go supersonic. That's why the engines on this are so loud. But once something is like in the transonic region, you get a massive loss of performance. And like for a propeller to be able to generate enough thrust to send something supersonic, you know, it would need to be rotating like 3 times the speed of sound, and that's just not possible. The roll authority leaves a little to be desired. I need to maybe just increase the deflection of the...
I think Supernova Games again, Beardy was going to put the decal on the front later on because he'd have to restart the game. I really don't like that you can't add flags whilst you got the game open. I have opened up KSP so many times and thought, like, I knew there was like a decal that I'd made myself, and I get through like the 15-20 minutes loading screen that my RO install takes because I got a stupid amount of mods, and then I just sat there in the VAB thinking, I made a decal for this mission and I didn't put it in, and then you're just like, oh, I gotta go and do it all over again. And
that's
just
a
can't,
mood.
you're kind of there, just like, well, I guess I'll go make myself a cup of tea and I'll just hang my head in shame for about 5 minutes. But yeah, no, KSP loading times with RO and RP1 takes so long.
I think I need to raise the wings a little bit. Because it's not quite stable in the roll axis.
Mm.
To raise them up a little bit.
Were they not raised on the actual?
Yeah, they were. Like I need to just raise them a little higher. They are raised up a
Yeah.
bit, but not enough. Little bit of physics for all of you. So the reason why, yeah, if you raise the wings higher and tilt it downwards, that means if you tilt, say if I tilt this way, I also start to slip towards this direction, and that means that we have air going across towards, from this wing across to this wing. But if you think about it, on this one, across the wings it goes straight across, but otherwise it hits the fuselage, as you see. That sort of changes the sort of average direction of the airflow. So if we have more air coming from this direction, so instead of the airflow being straight onto the aircraft, it's at an angle, which then means that since this wing is tilted back and the airflow is normal to this wing generates a bit more lift and this wing generates a little bit less lift. So therefore it tilts you back the correct way. And then wing dihedral, so how tilted up or tilted down the wing is too also has an effect. So if you have high wings, you want to have the wings tilted down. If you have low wings, you want to have the wings tilted up. Unless you're a fighter jet and you want to be naturally unstable, in which case you have them in the middle and tilted slightly down. But anyway, yeah, a little bit of physics for you of aerospace.
Cool.
Stuff. You learn something new every day. Right. Shall I drop this bomb then? I think
Let's
we're
drop the
high
bomb.
enough. We're high enough,
10,000 meters almost.
Yeah, 10,000. Yeah, I think this is. Well, I don't know what the altitude ceiling of the actual thing was, but this is. I think I need to move the wings slightly forward, or the center of mass slightly back because it struggles to pull up a little bit.
Right, okay, T-72. Will this be on the test?
I'm just giving you some fun information. Gosh. Right. Let's switch to Yuri's view. Here we go. Oh no! It swapped us out of his view. God damn it! There we go.
Quick, change back, change back.
Yeah! Woo! Where'd the bomber go? I lost the bomber. Oh, there it is. I want to see, like, can the bomber actually, like, get far enough away? That's the question. Before this thing hits the ground.
I've just seen the bomb separate. That was amazing.
Poor POV, you're an American spy. Yes. What is the minimum safe distance? Can someone have a look? Can you Google the minimum safe distance from, like, Tsar bomb or, like... Because I remember, like, when seeing something about it, like, the pilot had a 50-50 chance of surviving the drop, which is just insane. And apparently the pilot, like, after the flight, he survived and he retired after that because, like, he had a 50-50 chance of surviving this nuclear weapons test because it was such a powerful bomb. They didn't even know, like, just how powerful it would be. Didn't it airburst, not hit the ground? Yeah, it was an airburst. Don't know how far above the ground it detonated, though, so we'll just use the ground as a measure and see how far it is
Think
up.
about... Oh, I'm on Quora, because I couldn't find anything else from a quick Google. About 33 kilometers, someone's reckoning on there.
It's 22 kilometers away? 23...
Oh, here we go. Everyone's favourite factual website, Wikipedia. What does Wikipedia say?
Yeah, I think it would have enough time to get away, just enough. Right, let's just yeet this into the ground. Poor Yuri. Ground's getting awfully close. Kaboom! Just imagine that was like 50 billion times bigger.
Much bigger.
Yeah, in the actual episode
Literally.
I'll cut to some archive footage and obviously I won't have a person inside of it.
That's something I've really enjoyed about this whole series is the archive footage.
And
yeah,
Nine
looking
started
through
that, and I was like, "Oh, that's a great idea!" And I started doing it in every episode now because I thought it was such a cool way to show like what the other agency's been up to.
No, that's definitely something. Like I said earlier, I was thinking of putting a trailer together. I want to do some archived footage of like basically the Cold War heating up, and then come
Do
in
you like
and
the
say
newsreel at the beginning of season 2 of For All Mankind, like that? That'd be cool.
I'd be like, so the rest of the world has been looking on and they've decided it is time to step up, or something like really sinister like that, and then they'd be like, yeah, we're coming in as the UKSA. It's I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be doing. We're going to try and calm things down, but we might escalate them by accident.
Claim the moon for king and country, or queen and country, I guess. Yeah, I was thinking, what era? Yeah, no, Queen Elizabeth would be
Queen. Yeah.
Right, well, I think that is actually the end of the stream. We've successfully designed, really, a pretty faithful recreation of the bear. Need to add a decal at the front to cover that grey. But other than that, I think we're golden. So, the next episode of For All Kerbalkind, which I just see, does this thing even fit in the... It does not fit in the hangar, not remotely. But yeah, the next episode of For All Kerbalkind is going to be, let me have a look at my calendar. I believe it's going to be 12th of September, I want to say. Because I know N9 is now on holiday for a week, and then we want 2 weeks. Yeah, 12th of September. For the next episode, and we should hopefully be doing 1961 and 1962. We're trying to like now have like a major step every episode and almost like speed run our way through to the moon landing, so then that you can join and then we can slow down and just chill and have a great time. Probably start doing like 6 months per episode or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
know,
thank you very much for joining me, Kanasa.
That's all right. No, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's been useful to have someone to A, quickly Google random facts about this Russian aircraft, and B, interact with the chat a little bit, because obviously I've been focusing on plane building, and chatting is difficult.
Well, I definitely know a lot more about gigantic nuclear bombs than I did before this stream, so I don't know what I'm going to use with that knowledge.
Never know when you join as you introduce a nuclear bomb test of your own. You never know.
Exactly.
Right, anyway, I'm going to end the stream there. See you, Kanas. I'm just going to hang up and do the final chat on the stream. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I do hope you've enjoyed. A massive thank you to everybody who donated throughout the stream. I'm going to go through and list everybody who did donate. So we had Steak, we had World Conqueror, we had Lacey Fox, we had Teuton King, World Conqueror again, Cohen, Luris, So Not the Hero Type, Actual Florida Man, Cascara. Yeah, that's everybody. Thank you so much for all the donations. You really are helping to keep the lights on. I do talk about this in my Discord a little bit. I had to move recently. My rent's increased by 50%. Got another year at uni. It's a whole lot more debt. So without you guys, yeah, I would not be able to do what I'm currently doing. So huge thank you for all of the support. And I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I hope you're looking forward to the next episode, in which we will be testing the Tsar bomb and doing all sorts of Vosgod multi-crew shenanigans, perhaps visiting one of N9's spy satellites. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. And I'll see you next time.